Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Iron Age this evening a little bit. This is about 6 hours of material, which we're going to try and just dip our fingers into it, or our toe into it. The Iron Age runs from about 1200 BC to 586 BC. You might be saying, well, how do you know the dates? The material we're going to cover is found in 3 of my books. The Archaeology of Biblical People has footnotes in the book. The Archaeology of the Old Testament, 115 discoveries. And the latest one I just showed you, the History of Biblical Archaeology. That's just kind of a fun read, and the footnotes in that as well. So that's the material that we're going to be covering. So dating, how do we know what the dates are? Well, it goes back to a guy by the name of Sir Flinders Petrie. I cover him in my History of Archaeology. He's the father of modern Egyptology. He's quite a character, an older gentleman, lived into his 80s actually, working in Egypt. And he's the pioneer of pottery dating. Now, this is how we do the dating. This is ceramic typology. He was the fellow that sort of invented this and figured it out. The story is all in the book, but you can tell that all of these jars are different shapes and sizes and different types of handles. And you'll see there the early Bronze Age has sort of a ledge handle. They're horizontal handles. The Chalcolithic one has a couple of little holes that you just stick a piece of string through. And the others, some of them we call monkey ear because they look like a monkey's ear. So they all have different shapes and styles and sizes. And that's how we do our dating. So I'm working in a square at Tel El Hammam in 2007. And I find this storage jar. And it's an Iron Age 2A. I know that from the style of the handle and the shape. Here it is in situ. In the ground, we take it down like you would water in a bathtub, all the dirt all around it until it just sort of falls over. Here we are removing it from the square. It was only about 8 inches below the surface. And here I am holding it. This is before I had my beard. But you can see it is very similar to the terracotta one there. It says Iron Age 2A, 1000 BC. So that's how we do our dating. We can tell where we're digging by the pottery that we find. Here it is again, in situ in the ground after it's been cleaned up, and I'm holding it. I had to carry it back in the bus on my lap in order to preserve it. It's now in the in storage in Amman, Jordan, where they preserve all of our artifacts. But there was not a crack, perfectly preserved. Amazing to find a whole piece of this size at a site. I think I found about 15 or 20 different whole vessels in my career at the site of Tel El Hammam.